Today's stories include Ninja Gaiden 4 preview. Sony says they're moving away from being a hardware-centric business, and Nintendo announces a Mario Claymation show.
Claymation.
Cool. Claymation show. Cool. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up and welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, August 8th, 2025. Of course, I'm your host, Tim Geddes. I'm joined today by Poppy of all trades. Blessing, Adeoye Jr.
Good day, Tim.
I, for some reason, got in my own head there before I said Poppy of all trades, and I was like, we're not doing master. And I was like, am I about to say the player of all
The
trades?
player of all the trades?
I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it.
Listen, I'll take any of it.
I got the haze going on. I don't know why.
Is it the
I
foot?
didn't do shit.
What's the update on the foot?
I am distracted by the foot.
Yeah.
The foot, much better. I've been taking
great.
very good care of it, icing the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And every day has been getting better than the last. However, I can walk now, totally fine. There is like a throb that's just happening that I'm not enjoying, and it's happening right now.
Throbs are never enjoyable.
Never enjoyable. Well,
I won't say never. I won't say, but throbs a lot of the time are not enjoyable. When you're throbbing in the place that you don't want to be throbbing, that's a
problem. That is a problem. But no, I'm on my way to mending. I think I'm going to be okay by the time you see me again next week on this show. How are you doing on Friday?
I'm doing good. New Music Friday.
Yeah.
I love New Music Friday.
Yeah.
I love, it's been a routine for me lately where now I wake up. It's either Thursday night. If I'm really looking forward to something, it's Thursday night. Otherwise, it's like in the morning Friday where I'm like, oh, let me go to Spotify. Let me go to Release Radar. I sound like I'm sponsored. I promise I'm not. But let me go to the release, or not Release Radar. Is it Release Radar? I think there's like a release playlist on Spotify that I go to that's like, oh, here's all the music from the artist that we know you like because it's algorithmic. And so I go there and I'm like, shit. This person released a new song. Oh man, Skepta and Joyner Lucas are still going at it. All right, cool. Why not? Yeah. And so last night, JID dropped a project. Very big JID fan, and let me tell you, he never disappoints.
You put me onto him a couple years ago with the Forever Story, and I loved it so much. So I'm excited to give this one a shot. What's it called? It's not God Loves Ugly.
No,
that's Atmosphere.
God does like ugly.
God does like ugly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Do you ever listen to Atmosphere?
No, but I was listening to a podcast that was talking about this album, and they brought up Atmosphere.
Sure. Yeah, because he had God Loves Ugly, which was a great album.
What's the deal with Atmosphere?
Atmosphere? I mean, I'm surprised you don't know, but also I'm not. It's rhyme sayers. They're like, backpack rap. But,
like lyrical, miracle, spiritual individuals?
Yes, but like they were the first ones making that joke.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like they were like, aware of what they were doing. They're great. They're fantastic. But
are they kind of like cunning linguists?
Yeah.
In that category?
I mean, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and they actually, funnily enough, I'm seeing Cunning Linguists and them.
Of course.
Together at a show in November.
Didn't Atmosphere have a song on a Tony Hawk game or something? I'm trying to think of why I know Atmosphere.
I'm not sure. I mean, Atmosphere is like, rhyme sayers. Are y'all familiar with that? Like the label?
I know the word rhymes. Oh, it's the label. Yes.
Rhyme sayers is the label. They had like a ton of just different artists on it that like Atmosphere. What Slug is the rapper.
Okay.
But we're getting way too into this. Everybody.
You know the song Amoeba from Tony Hawk?
Mm-hmm.
Amoeba. Yeah. I used to think it was saying Tony Hawk.
Most people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still, I can't get it out of my head now.
I saw the Adolescents. I saw them perform that song live a couple weeks ago.
I'm very jealous of you.
I'm so jealous.
Crazy.
No, you weren't at the Battlefield.
No.
Lupe Fiasco keeps popping up at different gaming events, and I'm at none of them.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart.
Yeah. You'll meet him one day.
I want to run into Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah. Real quick, I know we're not even into the news stories yet. I just need to say we're halfway through season 2 of Twisted Metal.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah. Because, it's dropping. I mean, last time they dropped it all at once.
Okay.
This time, at least, they're doing there was 3 episodes to start. Last night, 2 more came out. We have 5 episodes left.
Okay.
What a fucking treat this show is.
Really?
Oh my God, man. It's so awesome. It's like I am having a absolute ball with this show. It's funny. It's entertaining. The characters are great. The cast is insane. Like the people that show up, you're just like, why? How are you here? Mm-hmm. But like, do you remember you watched She-Hulk, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
Remember Madison?
I feel like I was one of the few people that love She-Hulk. Yes, I remember Madison. Yes.
She's like one of the leads.
Okay.
This season, she's Raven, and she's amazing. And Anthony Mackie is a funny guy.
He is.
Let him do funny things.
I
and the
stand
show
by
does that.
Anthony Mackie as a comedic human being. underrated.
He's got it.
He's got it.
And that's what I'm going to say about Twisted Metal. The most underrated show, video game adaptation so far.
Man.
It's a 7 out of 10, but it's a fucking recommendable, enjoyable 7 out of 10.
I love
and
that.
I stand by it that Game Awards commercial was the worst thing that could have possibly happened to it. Because, like,
Damn.
the show sometimes dives into that tone, but often it's not that. And it's pretty damn cool.
Hell
You
yeah.
should check it out on Peacock. The Cock.
The cock.
Remember, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the video game news that you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, or Spotify, or Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free and a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. A little housekeeping for you. We're an 11-person business all about live talk shows. After this episode of Games Daily, you're going to get me and Blessing and Barrett doing our Donkey Kong Bananza Spoilercast. No holds barred.
No holds barred.
Everything can be talked about.
We can talk about all. We can talk about it all. You thought God of War Ragnarok was filled with story twists and turns? Just you wait. DK Bananza.
After Gamescast is the big finale of Nick Scarpino's game Showdown, and then the stream after that will be some more Battlefield 6. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Gregway is coming to you from Roger, and Mike forgot to do his yesterday, so he's doing one right now. So 2 Gregways today.
There you go.
Fun. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. Today we're brought to you by Kind of Funny in Review, but we'll tell you all about that later. For now, let's begin with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. We have 7 stories today.
A baker's dozen.
Story number 1, Ninja Gaiden preview roundup. People have played Ninja Gaiden 4.
People have.
I'm one of those people, Bless.
Whoa.
Are you one of those people?
I booted up Ninja Gaiden 4.
Okay.
I didn't play much of it. Mainly, not for reasons of quality. I can get into those reasons. It's mainly that I don't have an Xbox at my desk, and maybe that's I never thought it would be a problem.
Yeah.
Because Xbox games
Play
usually
anywhere.
on PC. I can just play the Xbox game on my laptop. But
Yeah. Previews sometimes can get a
Previews
little-
sometimes get a little hairy, but I did play it a little bit.
I played it a lot of it, so we'll talk about that. But I want to let you know other people's thoughts, like Mitchell Saltzman at IGN, who said, I made a whole feature on why I think Ninja Gaiden's the pinnacle of the action genre, so I won't spend too much time on that here. But the point of that is to say that my expectations coming into Gaiden 4 were massive, and yet somehow, based on the 4 chapters of this preview build, it's living up to them. This is exactly what I've always wanted a modern Ninja Gaiden game to be. It's the small touches and improvements that really made me fall in love with Ninja Gaiden 4's combat. The way the guillotine throws now home in on enemies and can be used to knock airborne foes out of the sky. The way you're now more encouraged to use the environment to your advantage thanks to powered up flying swallows when you use them out of wall runs. How you can now use quick charge ultimate techniques right after landing from an Azuna drop or flying swallow. Or the way you can use your grapple to zip up to flying drone, leap off them, land 2 strikes on a flying enemy, then literally yank them out of the air and pile drive them into the ground. This is exactly the kind of substantial but ultimately iterative upgrade to the classic style of Ninja Gaiden's combat that I had hoped Gaiden 3 would be. And then
Roger,
when
you dumb bitch.
Benlin at PC Gamer says, now that I've played it, I'm Azuna dropping my expectations back to earth.
Oh.
Xbox offered up a demo of Ninja Gaiden 4 that covers its first few stages, so I spent a few hours playing on both normal and hard to get a feel for where Platinum Games, with Team Ninja's backing, has taken a series that embarrassed itself into a decade-long coma in 2012. That is very aggressive, but not entirely inaccurate. My gut feeling based on those couple hours is that this will be a fun action game and nothing close to the disaster that was Ninja Gaiden 3.
God damn.
But I was surprised at how much it made me want to go back to playing Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. The core combat here is frenetic, but I think it might lean too far towards the stylish qualities of Platinum, despite what the developers have said about their partnership. I hope the full game brings me around, but I'm not head over heels in love like I thought I would be.
What the fuck happened with Ninja Gaiden 3?
It just didn't hit. It was...
Was it like abysmal?
Yes,
Okay.
relative to the other ones. Because we're talking about like some of the best games of the generation. And then when Gaiden 3 came out, that was like a next gen title too. So like there was like a lot of interest in it and it just didn't have the stuff. Like I don't think it was as much of a disaster as like Devil May Cry 2 was compared to the quality of like 1 and 3.
Yeah.
But it had major issues. They ended up putting all these Ninja Gaiden games end up getting like a Black or Sigma or like other
Some kind of,
Razor's
like,
Edge
upgrade.
like upgrade that fixes a lot of problems. But even then, the 3 upgrade still's not looked back with adoration.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Bless, tell me a little bit about your light experience.
I don't. The sad thing is, I don't have much of an impression. It was very much me booting it up at home and starting it and being like, all right, so far this is Ninja Gaiden. Like, this is what I know Ninja Gaiden to be. We got one of the Blacks or Sigmas earlier this year. I forget which one it was, but two black. There we go. And played quite a bit of that because I played it on stream. And picking up Ninja Gaiden 4 felt like I was picking up right where I left off. In a good way. I was like, oh man, this doesn't. For me, it didn't immediately feel like a Platinum game. For me, it immediately felt like a Ninja Gaiden game. And then as they start teaching you the mechanics, there was a flash and flare there that I really dug. I think one of the big things I noticed early on is I really liked and enjoyed the feel of the combat and the flow of the gameplay. And it felt like a video game-esque video game. It didn't have like... I think the thing that brought me down to earth with it, and this isn't the biggest factor, but it was one that I definitely noticed, was between Team Ninja and Platinum Games, I don't know if I look at either of them as being like the kings of fidelity. And so I look at this game playing on my Xbox Series X at home, and I'm like, oh man, this doesn't look as like good, like visually, like it doesn't look as sharp, doesn't look as clean as I would have expected it to for a current gen, like I guess Xbox published title. That said, it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look bad, right? I think it still has like the style and flair that you want out of a Ninja Gaiden. But that was one of the things that I peeped early on. Aside from that, like I would go home and play more of this game. Like this felt, for me, it felt like it could be ramping up into being one of the special action games of the year. But for Tim, for you as somebody who's played a lot more than I have in the preview cycle, what has been your takeaway?
So I also played through all 4 chapters of the preview. You get to play as the new character, or you can switch to Ryu. I did a little bit of both. I actually replayed some of the chapters as well. I really enjoyed my time with it, but at the end of the day, I'm not a 3D Ninja Gaiden guy. Like, I prefer Devil May Cry when it comes to this type of stylish action stuff, even more Bayonetta. There's just slight little differences, but there's enough there, like on the Platinum side, of how frenetic the combat feels versus this. This is Ninja Gaiden. And between the 2 previews we read, I think personally, from my experience, the Mitchell Saltzman one is a bit more, I would look to that if you're a Ninja Gaiden fan as your guiding star, because
Mitchell Saltzman is one of those dudes where it's like I kind of take his word as gospel
because he cares about fighting games and action games and the fighting combos and the way all that stuff feels. And so this hitting with him, I think, is the takeaway, because to me it wasn't hitting with me that much, but he's talking about Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 and stuff being like the pinnacles of the genre. I respect that. Personally, they aren't for me, but that's more of my style of gameplay, especially for me coming off of Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which I really, really, really loved. There's something about this that it's very similar, but I just prefer the 2D. I feel like once you move it into the 3D, something about the coolness of the environments just starts to feel like colored lights as opposed to like a crafted experience. And this is just me being nitpicky, but that's the experience I had with this, where I felt like I was going through the motions a little bit, but I'm also not good at these games. So him talking about doing all these like combos in great detail, I did some of them accidentally, or I did some of them on purpose, but it never felt like I really was like, all right, cool. This game's putting me to the test. It really just felt like I was having fun pushing buttons. That's what video games are sometimes. And I had a lot of fun pushing buttons, especially against the boss fights in this. Boss fights have never really been the highlight of the Ninja Gaiden games. I think that in comparison to a lot of more modern action games where the boss fights are the stars of the show, Ninja Gaiden's always been a bit more about the combo of how many enemies you can kill quickly and like in succession. But the boss fights we played in this, I thought were super fun. There's this big like samurai type of guy that just really allowed me to have a lot of fun with my moveset and get a little bit more familiar with the tech that I have. But then there's like this big red woman with an umbrella that you kind of like have to multi-phase follow her through this like demonic version of Tokyo. Yeah. And like she just keeps like bouncing through, and then you'll have like one phase of the boss fight. You follow her, you fight her somewhere else. I thought that was a lot of fun. You're also dodging her attacks that are very old school video game style of like she shoots out a bunch of red orbs, like fire orbs, and then the orbs start spinning and you need to like dodge them on the battlefield before you go attack her. Fun stuff. It feels very like, okay, cool, we've been here before, but it does have this new coat of paint of the Ryu versus new character situations where we're getting a lot of this like super futuristic Neo Tokyo. The dragon is dead. There's a dead body. Like there's a lot of cool stuff here.
It's so cool. Yeah.
But so far for me, it's kind of like if you see the trailer and you're like, fuck, this looks awesome, I think you're going to really like this game.
Yeah.
But if you see the trailer, you're like, I kind of want more than what they're showing me. I'm not sure how much more there is.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm definitely in that first camp where, again, as I'm starting this game, I'm like, oh man, I feel like this is going to ramp up to something special for me. I could see this being one of those ones that I fall into. But I also think, yeah, it kind of depends on the kind of player you are, which fascinates me about you, because I'm curious on what works for you in Devil May Cry versus what doesn't work for you in Ninja Gaiden, as far as like why you love Devil May Cry so much, but why Ninja Gaiden's not on that level. Because for me, when I look at both of them, when I play both of them, they have the similar thing of like, you could say they're going through the motions a little bit. Like when I'm playing Devil May Cry, I'm very much just fucking slicing and shooting through these guys, right? In the same way that I am during this Ninja Gaiden 4 demo so far. In fact, so much so that like the heavy or like when you press Y, if you charge it, they will give you like an animation through these enemies, right? You can do that back to back where you're just fucking slicing through enemies and it feels like automatic kills. Like it feels that through the motions. But also I think the special thing about these games is that there's this feeling of combat expression to where you go into these fights and you can kind of like freestyle, and like it's more about getting the combos, and it's more about how well you get through the fights as opposed to like fucking like, can you even get through the fight in the first place kind of thing. So I feel like I see the similarity in the two. Is there something that in Devil May Cry that feels a bit more, no, this is why I lean this way?
There's a ton of similarity, but I think, to put it into context like you and I can understand, it's like there's a lot of similarities between a Yoshi game and a Mario game, but there are key differences, and just like even adding Sonic to that, and any 2D platformer where it's like you jump as Mario, you jump as Sonic, you're doing the same thing, it just feels different. And I feel like Dante and Ryu have a similar type of thing. On top of that, Ninja Gaiden, I would say as a base game, is way more challenging and way more punishing, whereas Devil May Cry, I think, is like leans in for you to do things that look cool. Ninja Gaiden leans into, if you pull things off, you're going to fuck up these people's lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's just something about Devil May Cry that's always been more my type of thing. Having said that, I love these games, and more than anything, I'm happy this game exists. I am happy that 2 was re-released and well-received. I'm happy that Ragebound came out and people love it. And now we have Ninja Gaiden 4, a brand new one that does, no matter what, seem like it's a step up from 3. And this is wild that there hasn't been a brand new Ninja Gaiden in over a decade. Like, unacceptable.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're back, baby. And in a world full of Souls games and Souls likes, I think that it's awesome that this genre is getting more love, and that hopefully people that rock with this, that this delivers what they're looking for, even just enough. Even if it delivers as much as Ragebound did for me as a 2D platform action guy, I think we're going to be in a really good spot to get more of these type of games. If anything, just to dilute the amount of a game pops up and we know exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah,
like.
It makes me wonder, like, we're so in the era of Souls likes and difficult ass action games, which I'm eating, right? Andy Cortez is eating. Like, there's so many people that fucking love these games, but also I think in very recent years there's a bit of a fatigue that I'm feeling, right? Between, like I just started the Liza P DLC Overture, and I'm like, man, this is great. But then I look over the horizon and I'm like, fuck, Wushang Fallen Feathers just came out, and I just got done playing Night Rain. In fact, I'm not even done playing Night Rain. I got 2 bosses left that I still need to go back to. And I'm sure if I think about it enough, there's probably another Souls like coming up that I probably will want to get to, right? Like, these games come out so often, and it feels like they've taken up so much of the space of, like, mainstream action titles in general. I wonder if we're going to see a snap back to fast-paced, action-y, fucking Ninja Gaiden, Devil May Cry, like fucking slashing enemies up kind of games, because I think there's a big space for that. I wonder if there's just like an it factor that people are waiting on. I wonder if there's like a special sauce that people are waiting to be put on it.
I don't know. I don't expect it to ever like reach dominance like it did. It had its time, and they had a bunch of classic titles that still hold up to this day because they're gameplay forward.
Yeah.
And I feel that's true with a lot of these Souls games as well, that in the future, like, we're going to be able to look at all of these. And the thing about the Souls games is, sure, there's a shit ton of them. Most of them are good. That's the biggest thing, is like, until we get to the point that we're starting to release bad ones, and especially when the big dogs are releasing bad ones, like, until From Software has their Ninja Gaiden 3 or their Devil May Cry 2.
Don't speak that into existence.
I know, but like, I don't expect that anytime soon, if ever necessarily, but it could happen. But yeah, I do think that it's interesting that this year we went from having no Ninja Gaiden games to 3. One of them was a re-release, but still.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's in 1 year. And we're also getting Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Like, Ninja fans are eating.
Oh, yeah.
I'm stoked about that. We got some super chats here. Arjun Roy says, my fave Ninja Gaiden's the arcade cabinet for the first one from the 80s and the novelization, which was actually really good. Did anyone read it? I did not, but I love that. I used to be obsessed with, like, novelizations of NES video games back in the day. Like, Kevin's mom would like take us to garage sales and we would just like look, and there was always like weird ass like Luigi choose your own adventure books.
Fuck yeah.
It's awesome.
How big were these novelizations? Were they like a little magazine kind of thing, or were they
they were
actual
like,
books?
They were like Goosebump books, you know what I mean? Like it was kid stuff,
Okay.
but
That's cool. That's neat.
Pretty cool.
Man, if I can go back in time and be a writer who like writes novelizations for old school video games, fuck, I might do that today.
Dude, there's a guy, I want to say his name's David Foster or Alan Foster. One of the two, who wrote novelizations of all the Resident Evil books, and they fucking were fire.
That's so fun.
And like I remember like being obsessed with them, and I still have. It's one of the rare books my brother actually read all the way through.
Yeah.
The novelization of the first game, but they take the gameplay seriously, so they explain the puzzles.
Oh damn! I love that.
Getting the green triangle key and bringing it to this door, like
dude, I fuck with that.
It's great. All right, we got a lot of super chats. I want to get through all of them before we get to story number 2 here. Demon Hacker says, how about everything Poppy Blessing? No. Poppy of all trades.
I think
Poppy of all trades is it. Alex Frazier has been out all week at Black Hat and have so much kind of funny to catch up on. Happy to be back and love you guys. I don't know what Black Hat is, but I hope you had a great time and welcome back. This is a great week of content.
Oh, yeah.
Machine XP says, when we're all Xboxes, we all win.
We all win. That's my thing. Yeah, I think it's just whatever. It's however they do their preview thing. Because I went to my PC as soon as we got like the preview access, and I tried to find it on my Xbox app because I was like, let's go the future Xbox. We did it, and I was like, fuck. All right, cool. The preview build is. I gotta go home and download it on my Xbox Series X, and then I just didn't have time, and I didn't want to bring my Xbox Series X to work because that's a big thing.
It is
a big heavy thing.
Yeah. Many Face Steph says, I just have to say I totally agree with Tim. Twisted Metal Season 2 rules. Hell yeah. And then Raymond K. Hessel super chats in about our Fantastic Four review that I recommend everybody watch, saying, I was appalled to hear you guys make fun of the writers of Silver Surfer for Johnny asking Ben how he fucks when minutes earlier y'all were theorizing on how flaccid Reed is. How are these different? LOL. I hope you're being sarcastic because you need to listen to the context in which Johnny was asking Ben how he fucks, because I don't even want to repeat it. But there are elements involved that are so incredibly offensive. I'll have to explain it to you during the.
There's also a difference between like script writing and like 4 chuckle fucks on a podcast.
Yeah. But and also we're just saying he's like whatever.
Every now and then I hear like, because I don't listen to in review as consistently, mainly because I'm like, I just don't have that. It's the part of I hang out with y'all all the time, and then also it's like I don't know, I don't care.
Yeah, I get it.
But then I'll hear things bleed over of things that y'all talked about during in review, and I just get so many questions.
Oh yeah,
who brought that up? And I know the answer is Nick.
Well, again, I'll explain during the commercial break, and everyone, you should watch the interview to find out. Dexter Schwalzer says, would you recommend picking up Ninja Gaiden 2 Black before 4, or would that cause burnout? Also, how was the soundtrack? Thanks, guys. Y'all are fucking killing it. Thank you so much. This is a weird one where I didn't end up beating Ninja Gaiden 2 Black when it came out earlier this year, but I played a fair amount of it, and after playing this, I think I kind of preferred my time playing 2.
Really?
Yeah. Like the opening bits of 2 captured me more than this did this year. And
wow.
I don't know. Take that for what you will. Also, these games are pretty short, so I don't think you're going to get burnout. Like, I do think it's the type of game that if you enjoy this gameplay, you can't get enough of it. Like, it's going to be fun. You're just going to get better at it. So, I would say give 2 Black a shot, especially if you have Game Pass. So, both of these are on Game Pass, or will be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was cool, not standout, but it was cool.
Yeah.
You know. Demon Hacker says, how would you want Onimusha to be different from this? Oh, man, I'm so excited for Onimusha. Onimusha is an entirely different beast. Like, entirely.
How would you describe the combat of Onimusha?
Well, first and foremost, Onimusha is more of a classic Resident Evil game.
Oh, okay.
Which is like...
So it's not as combat heavy.
But as the games went on, they got a little bit much more combat heavy. I mean, Onimusha 3 was the first one to allow like actual analog control instead of the tank controls.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. The Onimusha games use tank controls to move. So how crazy was the combat? Not very.
Yeah.
You know? But I imagine this new one is going to be somewhere in between the more Souls-like in terms of like how many enemies you're facing off against at once and like what that style looks like, and the Ninja Gaiden type of game, where I don't think it's going to be like super flashy, but I think it is going to be way more hack and slash. I don't think it's going to have the difficulty of Souls at all.
I need to bring up some Onimusha 1 gameplay.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning real time. I think I just don't know what Onimusha gameplay looks like.
Yeah.
I think I always had the thought of like, oh, I know what an Onimusha is. It's just an action game.
Yeah, no.
But now I guess I just don't. I never really thought that deeply about Onimusha. I need to learn.
The thing I love most about Onimusha in terms of the combat is the, like, you slash the enemies and when you kill them, they turn into like their souls fly out of them.
Yeah.
Like the orbs, and you have to suck them into your gauntlet.
Oh, let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
There's some games that you would like.
But
they're called Souls games.
It's really cool because it like the sucking of the souls becomes kind of the balance of the gameplay of like you're attacking them and the souls disappear after a certain amount of time. So it's like you're trying to, in between attacking, get enough time to suck the souls.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like I played a game that just had that mechanic. Maybe I think maybe a Neo. I feel like some of them Team Ninja games might appeal to man. Yeah, Onimusha, huh? Oh, that's what this is.
I love it.
I fuck with it.
I love it. Kuma Babam says, who in Kind of Funny do you think can pull off the best Azuna drop? I'm gonna go Kevin Coelho.
What's an Azuna drop?
Think about it like a big ass, like a jumping suplex.
Oh yeah, I could see Kevin doing that.
Deshaun says, Return to Form is exactly what most hack and slash fans want in this Souls-obsessed world, so I'm very excited. You should be excited. I think you're going to like it. Kebab says, I have both the novelization and the junior novelization for the Ratchet & Clank movie. Yes, I'm that sicko.
Y'all are lucky I didn't own Onimusha back in the day, because I would be an Onimusha sicko. As I'm watching that gameplay, that looks like some me shit right there.
It's not too late.
Fuck.
It's not
that
too
looks
late.
Good.
I mean, real talk.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend it because like they're very dated games. But Onimusha 1, you could beat it in one stream, 4 hours.
Okay.
I'll sit there with you.
Listen, I'm thinking about it. Also, somebody does say Ninja Gaiden 2 does the orb sucking, which is probably what I'm thinking of.
Hell yeah. Oh man, is this new gameplay?
This was from I think a couple months ago.
Man, I can't fucking wait for this.
Was this from like the Xbox underscore direct thing? Underscore dev underscore direct underscore Xbox underscore Ninja Gaiden.
Captain Mark says birthday tax for year 27. Thank you, Kind of Funny, for being a fixture in my life for the last decade. Happy birthday, Mark. You are the best. We're going to get to story number 2 after a word from our sponsors. This episode's brought to you by our own show, Kind of Funny in Review. It is our movie review show, and it is the best place to get all of our thoughts on all of the latest in entertainment. Greg, and how has it been this year?
It's been awesome because I came back. Alien vs. Predator in review. Superman in review. Fantastic Four currently happening in review. It's been a great time, and I've been crazier than ever.
You really have. It's been banger after banger after banger of episodes of In Review. Doesn't mean the movies necessarily work.
Oh, they
Sometimes we're talking about some all-time greats. Sometimes we're talking about some of the worst movies ever made. But no matter what, Greg is drinking his Cokes and having a good time and saying some of the craziest things you've said on Kind of Funny content ever.
That's right. If you're unfamiliar, of course, In Review is us picking a movie series, watching them all, then ranking and reviewing them all while meticulously recapping the plot and not screwing anything up.
But here's the thing. I know a lot of you are watching live probably on Kind of Funny Games Daily or Kind of Funny Gamescast. We cover video games, but we also cover movies, and we have a great time doing it. We're just best friends hanging out. So don't worry. We're getting back to Alien vs. Predator, everybody, right after we get through some of the big summer movies, but Fantastic Four, Superman, Alien vs. Predator. It's been a great time. The good times are just starting.
That's right. So right now, like, subscribe, share on your favorite podcast feed or youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, and we'll see you at the movies.
That was good.
Thank you. I mean, we stole it. It's, I think Siskel and Eber's line.
Oh, that's who she is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't even put it together. I thought when you said it's Kerry Washington, I was thinking that she was Mrs. What's her name? The Invincible Woman or something.
Oh, no. That's Jessica Alba.
Oh, you're right. That is
obviously.
Jessica Alba,
Yeah.
of course.
Story number 2. Sony senior VP says we're moving away from a hardware-centric business. This comes from William D'Angelo at VG Charts. The Sony senior vice president, Sadahiko Hayakawa, in a Q&A session with investors, stated PlayStation's moving away from being a, quote, hardware-centric business to more of a platform that focuses on community and increasing engagement. In the gaming business, we're moving away from a hardware-centric business model more to a platform business that expands the community and increases engagement. Sony, in its latest earnings report, announced it shipped 2.5 million PlayStation 5 consoles for the quarter ending June 30th, 2025, for a lifetime shipment figure of 80.3 million units. We kind of talked about this yesterday.
It's the thing where I saw this picking up steam.
Yeah.
In the last 24 hours of people talking about it. I do think it's an interesting thing of PlayStation of all companies being like, we're moving away from being hardware centric and being more focused in on community and increasing engagement. I read that immediately more so being about like the live service shit than like we're gonna put our games everywhere. Even though I think that's also probably part of it. Right? Like, not everywhere, but I think them putting their games on PC, putting Helldivers on Xbox, putting Lego Horizon on Switch, I think that shit's just going to continue, right? I think it's all encompassing of, hey, like, even though they report their hardware sales here, even though we sold 80 million units of PlayStation 5, we want to maximize our revenue. So, like, what makes sense to maximize our revenue? I think that's how I read this.
Yeah, it's very interesting because obviously there's a lot of different things happening at once, and over the last couple of years we've been building to different moments of what seemed impossible before now just being commonplace, of games showing up places you would have never expected, Gears of War coming to a PlayStation console, like all these like what the fuck, Aloy showing up on a Nintendo Switch. Like there are things happening that just seem bizarre but now aren't so much. We have this. We also have the job listing from a month ago or whenever that was.
Yeah, it was like a week ago.
God, time's flying. Also talking about, getting, having some type of strategy and focus on getting PlayStation titles on.
Hiring for somebody to be the senior director of like multi-platform business or something along those lines.
Yeah. But with all that, and even with the context of how this is being said, I don't think that this means that they're going to do what Xbox is still not 100% doing, but we're getting closer and closer by the day. I'd say we're like 95% there. But until we know that Gears of War E-Day is coming to PS5 day one, that to me is like, okay, that's the final thing of like, all right, every Xbox game is just going to be PlayStation day one. And I imagine that's the case, by the way.
Yeah.
But when you look at the PlayStation side, like I still don't think that this means we're getting the next God of War on Xbox. Like I still think that Sony's going to, even if they're moving away from a hardware-centric business, that doesn't mean moving away from hardware, and it also doesn't mean moving away from what has made their hardware successful, which is exclusives. And I think that they're proving that they are willing to look at games on a case-by-case basis and see what makes sense. And games like Helldivers or any community-based game, I think that they should be in as many places as possible, as early as possible, for the health and longevity of those titles.
Marvel Took on Fighting Souls is another one that I'm like, this should be multi-platform.
Yeah.
Like, I hope that they come around on putting that everywhere.
And do you think they will?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, maybe not at launch, but I think that game
it needs to be at launch, though. I think that's the problem with that, right? Like, you need that swell, you need the interest, and you need to support from the beginning. It can't just be like, here's a second wind of a new group of fighters to come in. It's like, I feel like that game needs actual support, and I'm worried. I feel like,
I forget, was that announced
strategically they should do that.
Was that announced just for PlayStation, or did they announce it for PC as well? I can't remember off the top of my head, but assuming it's just PlayStation, like, hold on, no, it says PlayStation and Microsoft Windows. I honestly think I think that's fine for launch, right? Like, I don't want to do the double standard thing of PlayStation versus Xbox, but I think if we're looking at the reality of it, there are just a lot of PlayStations out there compared to the amount of Xboxes out there. So I don't think if you don't make it to Xbox at launch, that it's going to kill the community or whatever, right? Like, I think the Xbox thing is like an added bonus of, all right, now let's launch here so we can continue to we can continue to get more community into this game.
Yeah.
But like, I still think even if you launch on Xbox, the percentage of Xbox players versus the rest of the players on Marvel Took on Fighting Souls, I think I don't want to say it's a drop in the bucket, but it's not going to be like a this is 40% of our player base or anything like that.
Yeah, it is. I think that the reality that we're in right now, from my perspective, is that the Xbox generation we're in right now is in such a in-between where they've spelled out where they're going in the future, where it is going to be a PC as much as it is a console. And I think that PlayStation's willingness to be on PC means that PlayStation games are going to be on Xbox next generation by default. But I think we're still in this era where, yeah, to your point, it's like putting these games out, like you're only going to be potentially selling to whatever it was, 29 million or something like that.
And you have like 80 million PlayStations out there. You have people, like so many people are adopting PC as their main platform. I would even say, fuck it, let's get a Switch 2 version out there, right? If I'm PlayStation, we're talking about like priority. Now, Xbox would theoretically be easier to port to than a Switch 2, so I could see why you would go Xbox there. But like, I think you got to go to where the people are, and that's a sucky thing if you're an Xbox player, right? Because it is like, well, we deserve games on our platform as well, kind of thing, right? But I think on the business side for PlayStation, I could see you looking at that priority and being like, okay, well, we don't have to get Xbox at launch. But I think for Tokon Fighting Souls, you should get Xbox and maybe even Switch 2 in there eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
am of
within
the
a year
belief that
would
I
be
think
my hope.
that for that type of game, it should be day one. I feel like you need to give that game as much chance at survival as possible. But when you look at the bigger first party titles, it's like I still don't see a future in which those are coming to other consoles anytime soon, if ever. PC notwithstanding. To me, the big question mark is when are they going to give up the ghost on delayed PC releases? And when is it just going to be day and date PlayStation and PC for their core PlayStation Studios titles, not just the partner games or not things like Helldivers or
You're talking about
Marvel.
for God of War, Horizon, Last of Us. When are we going to get those day and date on PC?
Which I think will happen. Barrett?
Just another left turn of another wrinkle that I was thinking about this in terms of their moving away from hardware-centric business. I do wonder how much of like obviously it was an extreme circumstance of the transition from PS4 to PS5 because we're in the middle of a pandemic and there was also the chip shortage and like all that stuff, right? But then also like releasing the PS5 Pro, of them looking back at like how much of their audience kind of stayed behind for a long time, and with new console hardware releases now at this point, probably from here on out, being more iterative, I do wonder if they possibly shift focus from like new consoles being like exclusive focus and more so being higher end things for like the hardcore of hardcores, right? Just an idea, especially with like I do wonder like what the PS5 Pro did for them, and maybe recontextualizing how they think about future hardware. As you know, I would imagine the PS5 Pro not going to be as powerful as a potential PlayStation 6, but the PS5 Pro is also expensive as shit. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a thought I had.
I think those factors, specifically the price, is going to be such a big thing as we go into the PlayStation 6 generation. But I think for me, my first immediate thought would be even just the branding of PlayStation 6 is enough to get so many people making that transition of wanting to buy it. I think that is a powerful thing.
And the price isn't stopping people so far. Like, look at the numbers that we're talking about here. Like, I feel like, and I've been saying this about the PS5 Pro since they announced it, like, these are iterative consoles, and they're going to continue to just iterate. And they're not looking at this as a separate SKU. They're looking at it as
a family of consoles.
Exactly. And like that's the right way to look at it. And I think they're going to continue that. And I do think there will be a PlayStation 6.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think for sure there's going to be a PlayStation 6. And I think the PlayStation 6 is going to do really well. Like the fact that PS5 is doing so well, and you look at PS5 exclusives, and what most of them are on PS4. Like if you're somebody who is like, I'm only going to make the jump to PS5 based off of the games that I can only play on PS5. It's been a slow, it's been a slow journey to get to a place where it's like, okay, cool. Like, it's hard for me to even think of like the actual PlayStation 5 exclusives off the top of the dome.
Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
7 Rebirth was Returnal. I think Returnal was one. Was Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man 2.
Ratchet and Clank. Ripped apart, yeah.
But then, like, when we talk beyond that, right? God of War Ragnarok, that was on PS4, and that's like such a big factor when we're talking about these things. Horizon Forbidden West, that was on PS4 as well.
Yeah, but the DLC wasn't.
The DLC wasn't. But But yeah, it's been like a slow thing. And when you're talking about third parties, it's that thing too. So I think already we're in a place where people are making that jump.
Yeah.
When we get to the PS6, I think it's going to be a little bit more of an uphill battle, but I don't think it'll be uphill enough to where we don't see the same thing happening.
I'm sorry to butt in again, but I also think about what they see in terms of where the economy is at in like 2-3 years, and trying to offset where people's wallets are in terms of actually being able to buy a new console, and more so focusing on kind of, software and stuff like that, and getting their stuff on different consoles, like y'all have been saying, different platforms. I do wonder about that as well, of like what they're thinking about in terms of where the world will be at.
I think the centric word is the thing that like I think they're doing what we're all talking about here, right? Like, hey, let's look at all the numbers and let's look at how I think PS Plus is such a big factor as far as what PlayStation is thinking about, right? As far as user base and how do we maximize the numbers there, on top of like what we're talking about or what we've been talking about with live service stuff. I think they're going to continue to try that. I think they're also going to look at those forever big ass games that bring in people, the Fortnites, the Call of Duties, those things, right? Like, I think that's where the user base starts to matter more than being hardware centric.
I mean, hardware also means a lot of things. It doesnly just mean the console. And I do think that this generation, we've seen PlayStation have, I mean, debatably its biggest push into the hardware space when it comes to their PlayLink system, right? With the multiple styles of headphones and earphones, and the fight pad that they're coming out with, and the DualSense Edge. I remember for years talking about how PlayStation's never going to have an Elite controller themselves. Like, they just will let third parties do that. It's like, well, now they do. Like, I do think that they have focused on hardware in a very different way, having the PS5 Pro. I mean, even the PS4 Pro, like that wasn't that long ago. So I'm interested in what this is actually going to shake out.
How do you think they view that hardware push, the one that you're talking about, as far as all these accessories and all that stuff?
Portal, successful, I think. And
do you think
that's
they count
why
PSVR 2 in that as well?
Oh, they must count it, and I don't know. I don't think that they look at that as successful, but maybe successful to the extent that they needed it to be at the time or whatever.
Yeah.
But because we don't see them normally coming out and be like, "Oh, fuck, that didn't work." If it didn't work, I think they would have said more than they have. I think that it didn't exceed expectations, but I don't think that it is like anything really to write home about, right?
Yeah. I'm so fascinated on how they look at it overall, because overall I think it's like a cool branding thing to be like, we have all these things that look like PlayStation 5 that are functional with PlayStation 5, but I wonder when you go down the list, I think there's some that have been successful and some that, like PSVR 2 obviously not successful. PlayStation Portal, I'll say
major success.
Yeah, that's successful. I wonder if the Pulse Explorers are selling. I wonder if like those Pulse headsets are doing what they want those Pulse headsets to do.
Yeah. I mean, I will say anecdotally, I know a lot of people that have them.
Okay.
Like when I see people using gaming headsets, like if they have a PlayStation, I'd say that there is a 25% chance it's one of the ones we just talked about, because it's ease of use and it's ease of access even, right? Like for people that don't want to go to Wirecutter and look up what's the best gaming headset, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, oh, I have a PlayStation. I need a headset. I'm going to buy this.
I'm going to buy the PlayStation headset.
Yeah. And they're good too. Like it's like if you were to Google, like they're highly recommended.
Yeah.
So they're not the best of all time, but they're also not $600.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I borrowed Michael Hyam's PlayStation Explorers, and I've been talking about forever about having the issue with my PlayStation ones where they like disconnect randomly and like all this shit, right? And I like my pairs were sent by PlayStation at launch or whatever. And Hyam's, I assume he got a bit after that first wave or whatever. His worked so perfectly. And I'm like, man, it's a lesson learned, because with all my PlayStation headset stuff, they've all had problems. Like they've all had either like disconnection issues, or my pulses, like the over the ear ones, would get like weird sounds sometimes. Like the bass would fucking be weird and shit. Whatever's going on with these first wave like PlayStation headset fucking hardware, we got to figure it out.
That's so funny.
That first wave is fucking me up, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway.
George Corona III says, if the next Xbox will have Steam, why would Sony spend money on an Xbox-specific port at that point? Microsoft doesn't get a cut from Steam. Valve does. I mean, that's kind of the point of what I was saying.
Yes.
Like, Xbox is in a weird place right now where people can't... It can't work the way that they're telling us it's going to work quite yet. It almost can, but we're not there. We're going to be there very soon.
Yeah, I wanted to loop around to that point, because like not that far from now, hopefully, none of this shit's gonna matter.
Yeah.
Oh man, are they gonna port to Xbox? Guess what? Xbox is a PC, so you're gonna be able to play these games on Xbox anyway.
Yeah.
We're here.
We're here.
We're
baby.
here. We're in the
We
future.
Did it.
Video games are everywhere. Thank God.
Everything's an Xbox. Story number 3. Nintendo announces Mario Claymation show as part of new kit-themed My Mario product line push. This comes from Tom Phillips at IGN. Nintendo's announced a new Claymation Mario show that's set to premiere on YouTube. The series, which will feature kid-friendly animated episodes just 1 minute in length, will launch alongside a major new push by Nintendo for the kids' product market, with a range of toys, picture books, and more released under a new My Mario banner. Notably, this range includes a set of wooden blocks that you can use as amiibo figurines. Other products on the way include a set of plastic tableware, a board book, a backpack, a plushie Mario, rattles, and items of baby and toddler clothing, including t-shirts, and a Mario hoodie. That looks dope as hell. My Mario has interactive elements too, including a My Mario app for smartphones and Switch consoles where you can play with Mario's face like a 2D version of Mario 64's start menu.
Nice.
The Hello Mario app will launch for iPhone and Android on August 26th in Japan, with the rest of it getting there August 28th. Nintendo's plans for international, but not until 2026. Nintendo said these figures can be used as their appropriate amiibo in compatible games, adding to their value, though you need to green shell out around $135 for the set, and also at least until next year be in position to buy it from Japan. That is an insane amount of money for wooden blocks that are also amiibo.
That's crazy.
But I get it. It's Nintendo, and they're going to be collector's items, but that's not what these should be.
Nuts.
These should be accessible to the kids,
Yeah.
the baby, the children.
Because I talk about it all the time with my nephews who I bought a Switch for, and like they're into video games now and all this stuff, and it makes me happy. My other sister, she has a toddler and she's about to have her second child, and I'm like, how do I get these two kids? Like, how do I get these two kids into Mario?
Yeah.
How do I infect them with the Nintendo love early in life? And this might be the avenue.
Got to indoctrinate them.
But also
Get them early.
Get them early. You know what I mean? But also, like, is all this shit gonna be expensive? Because I don't have the money for
I mean, I'm
that.
sure, but also these prices are in Japan. And Japan prices are different.
That's
right,
fair. That's
than
fair.
For
That's
where
fair.
we're at, so we'll see what it ends up being for us. I don't expect it to be cheap. Few things are when it comes to anytime something's designed for a certain group of people, you're gonna get that tax. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The women get the pink tax on all their like deodorant and all that shit. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's the same goddamn deodorant, but just because it's for them, it's more.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Same shit happens here for these kids.
Like,
I love this
yeah.
though. I love that there is a focus to expand the Nintendo world to all. Going younger, I think, is a great call for them. They've obviously found a lot of success with that already. But me and you, how many hours did you spend fucking with Mario's face in Mario 64 when you were little?
Oh, it's too many.
Too many,
Yeah.
right? It just was endless fun. And the sheer learning to interact with something, I think, has so much value to it. So, like, I don't know if you saw the videos of this thing. It looks great. It looks like, it looks like a slightly more gamified version of that Mario 64 start screen. And I think that's going to be very, very cool for kids to, when they're appropriately aged, play with that. And I think it would have a bit more value than some of the other things they could be watching or playing. But yeah, I like this. I'm excited for it for the kids out there.
Thank God, DK Bananza, they had their paint mode or whatever they call it in like a separate kind of menu thing. Because if they automatically put you in that before you got to the game itself,
No one would play.
yeah, it's like, oh well, I'm gonna take twice as much time to beat DK Bananza now.
Yep. Story number 4. Bithell Games is making the majority of its full-time staff redundant. This comes from Jordan Midler at VGC. Bithell Games has announced it's making the majority of its full-time staff redundant after failing to secure a, quote, new larger-scale project. In a statement posted to social media, studio boss Mike Bithell wrote, "Sad news today. Bithell Games, having been unable to secure a new larger-scale project, is reducing in size. This means that 11 jobs are being made redundant. This constitutes the majority of our full-time staff. It became clear leading up to the release of our most recent game that we were not immune to the challenges faced by many game development teams seeking funding partners in 2024 and 5. We've fortunately been able to communicate these challenges ahead of time and work with affected staff to ease departures as much as possible via severance packages. Bithell Games best known for Thomas Was Alone, Tron Catalyst, and John Wick Hex." The statement continues, "It's important to state this was an incredible team of exceptionally talented people. If you're a developer reading this and you're hiring, anyone among those affected would be a great addition to your studio. Please reach out if we can help to put you in touch." What a fucking bummer.
I know, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, super bums me out. Again, if you're listening, right, like that last statement, I think is one that I want to echo again. Yeah, like reach out to the people that are losing their jobs here, because there are so many talented people in the industry, and the industry is in a very tough place right now. And Bithell Games, right? Thomas is Alone, Tron Catalyst, John Wick Hex. Was John Wick Hex the one? No, Tron Catalyst is the one that they just released most recently. Like it's a studio that we know for doing something unique, a studio that we know for doing something that is bespoke and specific and
quality.
And
right?
quality.
Like these are good games, and they're different. They're able to release them at a great clip, so it's not waiting 10 years between releases. Like this sucks, man, that like a team that talented can't get funding.
Yeah.
And that's such an indictment on where we're at with how successful the money needs to be, how large the number has to be for the money for companies to think it's worth it. We were just going back to yesterday talking about Xbox and how their contraband being canceled, right? And like Xbox pulling out of those partnerships. And, we'll start to see the last couple of years having so much investment in games to show up on Game Pass. Like that's going to be pulled back. We're already seeing it get pulled back. There's exceptions to that, but overall, it's like the funding is just not there in a way that honestly felt like last-ditch effort places to find funding the last couple of years. Anytime we talk to any indie devs that we know, or even just devs that we know, getting projects greenlit and funded used to be pretty simple. And even then, that's all relative. It was very fucking hard, but there was a pipeline to make it happen. Here, it's like, man, if the people that really deeply understand this pipeline can't get it figured out.
Yes. Yesterday, we did an interview with Abu, the head of, or the founder and CEO of Surgeon Studio, and I was talking about Dead Take, and Dead Take is one of my favorite horror games of the year. And that game wouldn't have come out if they didn't partner up with Pocket Pair, most likely, right? Like I remember right after Tales of Kinzera, there are news stories about like Surgeon Studios and like downsizing and all this shit, right? And one of the things that they had mentioned is like, yo, we're looking for a partnership. And in the current atmosphere, the current place that we're at in the industry, like it might be more likely than not that they wouldn't have found a partner, that they wouldn't have found somebody to help get that game to the finish line. And thank goodness they did, because they made such an excellent game. Right now we're at a place where so many excellent games just aren't making it to the finish line.
Yeah.
So many excellent games aren't being made, and you're not being made aware of them because of the place that the industry is at. And so I say all that to say that, like, yeah, support the developers that you like, support the indie developers that you like and you look forward to their games and that you want to see more stuff from, because none of this shit is promised.
Yep. Story number 5, another one like this. There's a report that 2XKO and Marvel Snap co-dev Demiurge Studios is laying off staff. This comes from Diego Arguello at Game Developer. Embracer-owned developer Demiurge Studios has provided services for Riot Games 2XKO, and Blizzard's Hearthstone is reportedly laying off staff. Via LinkedIn, 6 developers have posted about being reportedly affected by recent layoffs at the studio. The employees have roles across multiple departments, including quality assurance, production, and UX/I design. Sadly, I've joined the ranks of job hunters, wrote UX/I artist Cassidy W. I got the news today that my position at Demiurge has been eliminated. I have only kind words for the entire team over there, and I'm so grateful to have worked with such kind, amazing people who clearly care very much for their employees. Demiurge has been hiring new staff as recently as last week. Their extensive portfolio includes notable games like Mass Effect, Marvel Snap, Teamfight Tactics, and more.
Yeah, same thing that we talked about in the last news story. I think the other thing I want to add to it too is that there are obviously so many companies that are being tight with the pockets because they don't want to give out funding. They're seeing shareholders pull back, and they don't have as much money to throw around, right? And I get that makes sense in the systems that we exist under. That said, we talked about this yesterday as far as the games media side of it, of those people that do have money, that do have the means to then find the things that they love, and that find the companies that they care about in order to support them, right? And that's where we see Giant Bomb or Digital Foundry or Game Informer be able to exist and do their thing and find new life through that. I would hope, and I would want, and I would urge people with money to, like, if you have the means and you're seeing these companies close down and you're seeing the talent there, like, fucking partner up, like, fucking show up to the occasion and help these people. I know that's like an impossible ask for me as somebody without as much money. Like, you need millions and millions of dollars to make shit like this happen. But man, we're gonna lose out on so many studios and so many good workers if people aren't supporting the people that they love. And so that's all I gotta say.
Yep. Story number 6. Fortnite leaks point to pet-like companions, including a selection of dogs and a skateboarding turtle. This comes from Tom Phillips at IGN. Fortnite set to add pet-like cosmetic companions to its Battle Royale. A series of fresh leaks suggest. Initial designs include a range of dogs, as well as this little dude. Look at him.
Look at him.
He's a turtle on a skateboard. Data mine images sourced from yesterday's new Fortnite. It's Mike's dogs. Season show what looks to be a golden retriever, a pair of pugs, a robot dog based on the game's iconic Cuddle team leader, and the aforementioned skateboard-wielding aquatic reptile. Fortnite fans have been aware of plans by developer Epic Games to release pet-like companions for some time based on bits of evidence dug up and posted online from past data mines, but today is our first glimpse at the companions themselves.
Nice little palate cleanser for you.
Yeah.
Here's my hot take. It's not a hot take. This is a take.
Take me.
More games need little fellas that just hang out with you as you play.
Yeah.
More games just need a little companion, a little cute companion.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's the hot
That's the
take.
best part of Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me tell you about a game called Jet Force Gemini. You meet a little robot, you put him together, he flies around with you. His name's Floyd.
Shout out to Floyd.
Shout out Floyd, one of my favorite little guys. Dog meat from Fallout. I want to list
Navi.
I'm going to find a shit list that is
Pikachu in yellow version.
Yeah.
Pikachu in yellow. Top 10 little guy companions.
Yeah.
We're going to find that list.
Okay.
We're going to talk about
I
it.
like that.
I feel like Jesse Fatelli has probably written that.
Probably.
A few times.
If you're if you're a writer that's listening right now, if you want to make that list,
Get on
put
it.
it on Kotaku or whatever, and then send it over to me, and then we'll talk about
Cozy
it.
Bear says, does Pauline count? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, in the new one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's because it's like a reverse. Usually, I think the main character is human and the little guy is like a creature. But yeah, I guess in this case,
Yeah.
if you're playing as DK, yeah, like Pauline.
Chat brings this up. Does Mimir count?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, we're doing too much.
What? Why?
Mimir not
he's
a little
little
guy.
guy.
He just fucking had his head cut off. If he still had his body, he'd be a full guy.
And now that he doesn't have his body, what is he, Bless?
I'm not calling Mimir a little. That's a grown ass man. I'm not calling a grown ass man a little guy. That's a fucking grown ass man.
Little guys don't need to be little. That's
He's
all I'm saying.
too old to be a little guy.
But it's his spirit.
No, I'm not calling Mimir a little guy. You know what I mean? To bring back the turtle on the skateboard. That's what I mean.
That's a big guy in my heart.
The turtle on the skateboard?
Big deal.
I mean, it's a big deal, but like that's a companion I want in a video game. I like Mimir as a companion, but that's a little guy right there. This is a little cute guy.
that is a little guy. If I want to know about other little things, Bless, where would I look?
You go to our last news story, the We News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about. In order to call somebody a little guy, I feel like they have to be cute. Would you say Mimir is cute?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Remember in Ragnarok when he uses the spoon to turn the page of the book he's reading? That's a little guy energy right there.
That's little guy energy.
That's little guy energy.
Clank. I like Clank.
Crank's a little guy.
He's a little guy, yeah. He's not that much littler than Ratchet, but he is littler.
Yeah.
So I like Clank.
Daxter.
Sure, yeah, Daxter. I guess if we're counting Clank, but then like, do we count Kazooie and Banjo?
Kazooie's a little guy.
Kazooie's like the same
Little girl,
same
but-
size
Yeah.
as Banjo.
But again, I don't think it's about size. I think it's about spirit.
But like Kazooie can carry Banjo on her back.
She's helpful.
That's not a little guy.
Super World launches on August 15th on Steam Early Access. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater Fox Hunt mode launches this fall.
What's the is it MGS4 where there's like a little robot guy that's like Otacon?
Yeah.
Do we count
forget
that
the
as a
name
little guy?
I mean, Otacon in and of himself is a
He
little guy.
No, we've lost the plot.
He's a little
Otacon is
guy.
a little guy.
Little
That's a
guy.
grown ass
Little guy.
man. Yeah, they're all
No.
gonna piss me off.
He's a little guy.
So that's a grown ass man.
It's the spirit.
His little robot might be a little guy, little cute companion guy.
Put it on
He's
the
always
poll.
following you through the
Put
game.
it on the poll. Noble from Automaton. Wait, what?
This
Noble
is from Noble via Automaton, the website.
Got it. Nexon owned studio Neopol. It's like people with an N.
Mm-hmm.
Goes into indefinite strike.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Wow.
I'm angry about this one. Over employee bonuses allegedly being slashed while executive bonuses increased. This is a wild one.
Yeah.
First Berserker Kazan team.
Oh, is it that team?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Neopol. Yeah. Listen, pay people what they're owed.
Like, this was wild shit. You can't be changing shit like that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Give people
People.
money.
Give the people
A lot
money.
of companies going back on the words. A lot of what was the one we were talking about for 2 weeks straight there? Fucking the fucking God, my memory is so shit. I talked about this every single day for 2 weeks. the big corporation, and then the one that they acquired to make the water game.
Embracer?
No, Chat Crafton, thank you. Subnautica. See, I was gonna say Subnautica, but for some reason, I was thinking Abzu.
You had Abzu on the
I had
mind.
Abzu in the brain. It
Yeah.
was Subnautica. The whole
God.
Subnautica 2 situation.
Yes.
Fucking companies. Stop being corrupt and immoral and fucked up people.
Figure it out, companies.
Make more little guys and put them into video games.
We solved it, everybody. And that's it
Right.
for Wii News.
Replace the corruption with little guys. Little cute companions.
Arjun says, I forgot my birthday text, turned 43 on July 28th. I forgot it was my birthday too until someone called me to wish me a birthday. Happy birthday. 43 on the 28th. Woohoo. I love you all. KF, BFs, even my mom loves Nick's mustache, by the way.
Oh.
I am so unfortunately upset about that ending part, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
43rd birthday. Resolute says, not topical, I'm a little behind on KF content, but it's important to note that the new Red Octane Games team is the same team that made Yarg. Yarg is a Rock Band clone that's a lot of the Clone Hero fans jump ship to. That's cool.
Oh, that's
Good.
neat.
Faith there. George Corona says, nope, we already read that. And Omega Buster says, will someone send Mike the Nintendo Wood blocks for his kid's birthday? Yeah, we might need to do that. Lucian Oral says, Limbo is one of the best little guys ever. I mean, it's the character itself.
Was there a little guy that followed the Limbo kid? It's been years. It's been decades maybe since I
I think
played
the
Limbo.
kid himself, you know?
I'm not calling the
I
little...
do feel like there is a little guy in Limbo at one point.
The little black thing, right, following you?
Or am I thinking about one of the
gets
other
bigger,
games that
smaller.
they made?
It's been so long since I
It's
played
been a
Limbo.
while.
And then
But no, I'm
Demon
not
Hacker
calling...
says, nothing on Kazan Dev Strike. We talked about
There we go. Yeah, no, I don't think it counts if you're the main character. I'm talking about little companions. Little cute companions that follow you around.
The mind control worm.
Keep you company.
Yeah.
The mind control worm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a little guy.
he is a little guy. Kebab says the little guy in God of War is Atreus. Mainly in the
Yeah.
2018 game.
No,
Okay, first of all,
I give it to him. He's
Yeah.
a little guy.
I think
Atreus is
Mimir's
big
more
little
of a
guy.
little guy than.
You can have more than one little guy.
That's fair.
that's
Kane
fair.
of Bridge of Spirits, perfect example. Tons of little guys.
A lot of little guys in Kana.
Mm-hmm.
But do they follow you consistently?
Mhm.
Aren't they just all over the place?
Yeah, but then you have like, groups of them.
Yeah.
that you rescue. God, I want a sequel. Team Ember Labs, where you at?
Yeah, what do you think they're up to?
I don't know.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush had 808, the cat.
Yeah.
Portland Kevin says, missed news. The PS3 online store has been undergoing maintenance for the past 3 days. This was unannounced beforehand and could mean that it shut down indefinitely.
Uh-oh.
Probably. Time's come. I'm sorry.
If you had asked me, I would have told you that the PS3 store was already shut down.
No, that was the Vita store, I think.
But didn't they like threaten to shut down the PS3
And
store?
then a lot of people got mad.
And a lot of people got mad, and then they took it back.
So this time they just didn't announce it.
So yeah, this time they do.
They'll ask for forgiveness instead of
Yeah.
permission.
God.
Kebab says, breaking Wii news. Corey Cudney, the GIF clip GOAT, has announced that the near 1,000 KF GIFs he's made now have reached 2 billion views.
Wow.
Shout out
Billion.
to Corey Cudney and shout out to all of you for using the GIFs. The amount of times people completely unrelated to Kind of Funny, like friends, family, like friends' families
Yeah.
will like text me and be like, what the fuck? Why is Tim here? You know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just me doing some inappropriate shit.
Yeah.
It's Greg groping me. There's
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
different GIFs of Greg groping me.
It's the one. It's like the what is it? The
From behind.
The
From behind.
ghost.
He doesn't
the
have a
ghost
shirt
sting.
on.
Yeah.
But there's multiple from
Yeah.
different days, different
Yeah.
events.
But that's
It's-
the one. you
that
know?
is the one.
Also, I
watch
just
it.
wanted on the record, 62% of people in chat who have voted on Mimir say that he is a little guy.
Here's a
All
little
right.
guy.
All right, I
There's a little guy.
concede.
And I want to read this. You're wrong to
Mhm.
everybody because I want to let you know the type of
Oh no, what is
thinkers
it?
that we have out there.
Oh, no.
All right. Username: Tim hates Xbox.
Thank God it's not me this time. Oh, we did it.
Tim hates Xbox.
We did
okay?
it.
Tim always throws wild shitty takes at Xbox when they are releasing a ton of great games. Huge roadmap. ... And never talks about PlayStation canceling everything. No games, no roadmap. Lucky to even get one first-party game a year. Kind of Funny is such a joke.
Lucky to even. I was with him for a second until he said lucky to get even one first party game a year. I feel like we get. I feel like
We get two.
Yeah.
And
Like we
we're
just
lucky.
Death Stranding 2 just came out.
Like, it's just,
And if you're not counting that, Ghost of Yotei is about to come out.
hey, find some joy. Play some
But
games.
that's lucky, bless.
Like, this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
what shitty takes do I have? I just told everyone you should play Ninja Gaiden 4.
That's a shitty take, Bless. Or Tim, Jesus Christ.
golly.
You're a loser. Okay? I want you to think about that all weekend. Okay?
Machine XP with the super chat blessing beat the allegations today. Congrats. Let's go. I was so scared to say that I didn't have an Xbox at my desk at work. I don't know if y'all understand
That's fucking hilarious.
the amount of stress that a small part of the community has given me regarding Xbox shit, where I'm like, I don't know how to talk about Xbox anymore.
Well, if it helps, anytime that you have certain takes, like I can just come in and be the one to remind people that Microsoft is on the BDS list.
Yeah.
And just to
which I
take the
appreciate.
heat away from you, because that is also a thing that people should still keep in mind since they are publishing Ninja Gaiden 4.
Because it's so funny because I shouldn't care about any of it. Like, we shouldn't care about any of this console war shit at all. It's all childish shit. But I see enough threads, enough fucking tweets where I'm like, now it's in my brain as I'm talking about it. Where, yeah, like, there are plenty of reasons why we should be hating on Microsoft and should be hating on Xbox, but even more so Microsoft as a business and how they operate and how they close down companies and how they fucked up Xbox and how they fucking canceled games and partnerships and fucking Contraband and fucking the John Romero game and like the fucking Hi-Fi Rush came out and then they fucking did all that. There's so much reasons for us to critique and talk about shit. Same, and it's not me that's saying PlayStation's perfect. PlayStation also has hella things that we should talk about and hella things to break down, right?
But you're not talking about them right now. You just said all those mean Xbox things.
I did say a lot of mean Xbox things just then. That's why I had to bring up PlayStation so people know that also, man, PlayStation, let me tell you, their fucking live service shit is fucking all over the place and they don't know what they're doing in that regard, right? And then because
And
of
we
that,
definitely didn't talk about that yesterday.
well, I have to remind people every single fucking time. I gotta remind them that I try to critique all the companies. There's so
But
many
I
companies.
didn't watch the episode yesterday, Blessing, so I don't know.
There's so many companies and I try to critique them all in one sentence in every single moment. And if I don't, then y'all get mad. Y'all get mad.
There's only one perfect one, and that's Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
Flawless. They've done nothing wrong. They're so pro-consumer. They're like the best.
I hope they
They're just
raise
the
their
best at
prices more.
everything.
You know?
Me too.
$80 ain't
Me
enough.
too. Yeah. Don't even tell us about what games are coming out. We don't need a roadmap. We just trust you. We love you.
God. Anyway, I can't believe you hate Xbox, Tim.
I hate Xbox, and I hate PlayStation, and I hate Nintendo the most. Those filthy little fucks.
Okay, no.
What? No,
No, that's too
far?
much.
Okay,
That's
I'm
too-
sorry.
we still want to
I'm
work
sorry.
with
I
these
take it
people.
back.
We still,
it's Friday.
you know.
It's Friday. We can't be honest. All right, we're about to do a spoiler cast for Donkey Kong Bananza on an episode of the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Thank you for hanging out with us this week. What a fun week of content it's been here at Kind of Funny. And guess what? We're doing it all again next week. Not that this week's even over. We still have like 4 shows left today. How good are we to you? You know?
We're so good.
Mr. Tim hates Xbox.
We're
Think
so
about
good.
that. Think about that this weekend.
We're so
You
good.
fucking loser. Goodbye.